Hey everybody, week 12, so we are really close to Thanksgiving break, and then after that, we're really close to the end of the semester. So just I've been telling all of my in-person classes this, just check your grades, see where you're at right now. If you are not where you need to be, reach out. The Monday that we come back from Thanksgiving break, so you don't even get to get settled back in. The Monday we come back from Thanksgiving break is the last day to withdraw from any of your classes. So don't wait until then. I'm going to be out of town Thanksgiving week, and it'll probably take me a while to get caught up with emails and everything that Monday we come back. So don't wait until the last second if you've got any questions. Go ahead and look now, see how you're doing. Now, the great news is that we've got one more test before the Thanksgiving break and then before the deadline to withdraw. So you have a chance to get a really good grade in there. Like if you are borderline, if you check and you're not where you need to be, you got a chance to change that. Just a, a little bit of a warning though, exam 4, it's not terrible, but when I've given it in the past, what I notice is that the average grade on exam 4 is a little bit lower than some of the other tests that we have. All right. That doesn't mean you're going to do bad. A lot of people do better on that. Honestly, I think some of it is that at this point in the semester, we're kind of like, we're ready for this to be over, me included. So I'll notice a lot of students in my traditional classes just kind of quit attending as much as they should, and that's what causes them to struggle. All I'm saying though is just don't sleep on exam 4. Make sure that you're preparing for that just as much as any other exam, if not more. And you got a chance to, like I said, get one solid 100-point grade in there before you have to make any of those decisions. All right. Other than that, just make sure you're watching the lecture videos, keep doing what you're supposed to, check the checklist and the My Task to make sure you're not missing any assignments. All right. So this week we are going to watch the Plant Diversity Part 2 videos. So this one, it was kind of a shorter lecture. I just split it in two. So the Part 1 or Part A, the first part of it, it's going to be about 15 minutes and it talks about Gymnosperms. So those are seed plants that don't have flowers. These are things like pine trees and conifers and things like that. Angiosperms is going to be the second lecture video. That one's like 45 minutes or so. And that's going to be on flowering plants. So just watch those. We talk about life cycles with those, so make sure you pay attention to that. And then as always, especially with these guys, make sure you're paying attention to the phyla that they belong to and their classifications. All right? So watch that video. You have a review quiz on Sunday. Sorry, so make sure you do that after you watch the lecture video. And then the only other thing we have this week is the Lab 6. So Lab 6 is on simple plants and gymnosperms. And you're going to go through, it's mostly just kind of like looking and identifying different parts. But what I want you to do, there's one section where it asks you to find some moss. And honestly, here's the deal. It's going to ask you to have moss. You should have a magnifying glass in your lab kit. And you're just going to observe the moss really close and like draw the different parts that we've studied. And it says, there's a statement in there that says if you can't find moss, you need to buy it. Don't go out and buy moss, okay? Number one, it's out there, I promise. Moss is a very, very common plant in this area. What you need to be doing is looking for kind of damp places that are maybe in the shade. So I know like near my back porch, there's a ton of it right underneath the deck where it doesn't get much light. So look around and you can find some moss, all right? I don't want you to go to like a supply store or like a pet store and buy dried out moss because that stuff's expensive and all you're going to do is look at it and draw it. So worst case scenario, this is your reward for actually watching the video. Worst case scenario, look for moss first. You got the magnifying glass. We need to use it for something. But if you can't find any, you can look up images of the different parts because you're going to do the drawing yourself anyway. So it's not like you're just copying and pasting. You're going to be drawing those different parts of the moss. Like always with the pictures, just make sure you include a piece of paper with your name and the date. All right. Only other thing I wanted to bring up is that exam 4 is next week. So that is the 15th and 16th. So just make sure that you're preparing for that. Remember, it's on fungi that we did a couple weeks ago. Part 1 were more of the simple plants. And then part 2 of the plants we're doing this week. So it's a decent amount of material. So just make sure that you're studying and preparing for it. All right. If you need any help, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.